Coming up on WFT's First at 5, we're live at the Newberry Fire Station where Florida's second safe haven baby box is located. More on how this may help the Alachua County community.
The University of Florida is getting ready to kick off the holiday season. We're live at the annual lighting of the Gator ceremony.
Also, how a UF Health signing event brought to light improving the East Gainesville area. First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Florida is getting its second safe haven baby box, a last resort option for those who want to anonymously surrender their newborns. This is WFT's First at 5. I'm Francis Kapper.
And I'm Rafael de Santos. The first location is at Ocala Fire Rescue's headquarters. And WFT Charlize Ramos is live at the new box location in front of the Newberry Fire Station.
After installation and extensive testing, the baby box is being unveiled here and is ready to be used. This is a timely development after a baby was found abandoned less than 2 hours away from here earlier this week. The hope is that this box can prevent those situations from happening.
Open the door, take the orange bag that's inside that has resources for the parent, place their newborn inside, shut the door, and walk away.
This is Florida's second box and the 185th nationwide. This safe haven baby box is a last resort option for those who want to surrender newborns. The mission is to prevent illegal abandonment.
I think we all can agree that if a baby is going to die in a dumpster, that it would be better off in a box.
This is done through awareness of the safe haven law and providing the only anonymous option. The new sign being put up
Boom!
means that the box is out of the testing phase and ready to serve the community.
It's good for the community, it's good for the county. We hope it never happens, but if it does, hopefully it comes here.
Newberry's fire department is the latest addition to the initiative, saving babies one box at a time. States have different laws for the amount of time a parent can give up their newborn child without being charged with abandonment. In some states, it is as much as a year. In Florida, it is only 7 days. Reporting live in Newberry, Charlize Ramos, WUFT News.
In Marion County, a truck fire quickly spread to an Ocala home. Fire crews were alerted after someone called to report heavy flames coming from the truck. The fire happened around 10:30 Wednesday morning at a home on Pecan Run Drive. The caller reported the truck was on fire and spreading to other vehicles. The flames eventually spread to the garage of the home. Fire crews say the family was able to make it out and it took about 15 minutes to extinguish the flames. The cause is under investigation.
An elderly man in Clay County is safe tonight after the fire rescues pulled him from a burning home. This morning, these are the pictures from the home on Oak Point Terrace in Middleburg. Crews responded after a neighbor heard smoke alarms going off and called 911. Fire officials say the man was not hurt and taken to a local hospital to get checked out. No one else was in the home, and the home is considered to be a total loss. The cause is still under investigation.
The Putnam County Sheriff's Office is reopening a 1981 cold case with the help of the Florida Sheriff's Association. Investigators say the cold case is being reopened because the autopsy exam was limited at the time because of decomposition. In East Palatka, a man's body was located face down in a wooded area off of Old San Mateo Road. The biological samples were retained and the remains were buried in a John Doe grave. The FSA's Cold Case Advisory Commission is helping to identify and analyze the evidence in the case.
We're seeing some relief from the bitter cold as temperatures are warming up.
That's right, but that warming trend will be short-lived. UF forecaster Daniella Rudolph is taking our next cold front.
That's right, gentlemen. If you're a big fan of the cold like me, you're definitely in for a treat. But if you like the warm, you really are going to look at this and have a big smile. Up 14 degrees at Gainesville from the same temperatures that we had just 24 hours ago. Here we can see that we are completely clear of our winter alerts. We're not going to be waking up to freezing temperatures. I personally really enjoyed it. But if you like the cooler weather, it's going to be 55 when you wake up tomorrow. A little bit warmer at 60 in Cedar Key. But if you're staying with me here in Gainesville this evening, take a look at those temperatures dropping to around 57 degrees. It's always nice to snuggle up when it gets to that temperature, so it's definitely going to be a lovely evening to stay in. But what is ahead? We do have rain on the way. As they said, that cold is coming. And what is happening in the world of humidity? I'll have that in full weather.
Ocala Mayor Kent Ginn will end his service as the mayor of Ocala on December 5th. Ginn has been serving as Ocala's mayor for 12 years, making him Ocala's longest-serving mayor. Mayor Gwynn is a fifth-generation Ocalan. Mayor Gwynn's family has been in Ocala since 1850. He has been in the financial services business for the last 41 years as the owner of Gwynn & Company, LLC. In the May 2023 digital issue of Ocala magazine, the mayor wrote a letter announcing what's next after his service. He wrote, "Just about anything awaits, and about the only thing I am certain of is that I will remain here in my hometown, either in the public or private realm, available to anyone as a potential resource." The Ocala Police Department posted a statement today via their Facebook page thanking the mayor for his service to the city. Their post specifically mentions how Mayor Gwynn established a task force on opioid and heroin addiction and created an amnesty program for people seeking help with drug addiction. I spoke with Mayor Gwynn about his service. He said that his favorite thing about serving was being able to speak for the people who don't have a voice.
People that would call me and say, "Hey, Mayor, I need your help. I've called this person. No one will help me. No one will return my phone call. Can you help me?" And usually I could, but it was just a matter of, picking up the phone, knowing who to call.
Gwynn won his sixth re-election in 2021. He was a city council member before this. Mayor-elect Ben Marciano ran unopposed for the position and will take the office of mayor on December 5th around 4:30. Gwynn wrote in his letter, "Ocala's bright future is bright, and I can't wait to experience it from the other side of the desk."
Community leaders gathered today for a signing event at the Eastside Urgent Care Center.
All right, Mayor Ward, shall we? Sure, let's do it.
The center is currently under construction. Attendees got to sign a banner that will be etched onto a beam in the lobby. UF Health representatives say the project is important in extending their commitment to the underserved community.
In our community, specifically the East Gainesville community, there's a need and we want to be able to fill that need, and we're here. It's official.
Mayor Harvey Ward says this is just the beginning of investments in the area, with an RTS transfer station coming next door. UF Health officials expect this center to be ready next summer.
We're minutes away from the annual lighting of the Holiday Gator. It's the University of Florida's official kickoff to the holiday season. WFT's Jacob Sedesse is live at the university's auditorium's lawn. Jacob, attendees can expect a whole lot of lights, sweet treats, and music, right?
And then at 6, the choir is going to begin singing. Yeah, sorry about that. It seems like we're having some technical issues. You're absolutely right. We're just getting set up out here. The elves are getting ready for the show to get on the road. At 5:45, we're going to have the Caribbean band play, and then at 6, the choir is going to begin singing. Then at 6:15, they're going to be ready to light this baby up. Now, there is one thing that's already going on. Behind me, they're handing out some sweet treats, some cookies, some hot cocoa, some apple cider. I even got some of the hot cocoa for myself. Don't mind if I do. And I'm going to be honest, they added some water to that for me so I didn't burn myself and embarrass myself on live TV. Now, I did talk to one of the organizers. This year's event is a little bit different, starting at 5:30 instead of 5. Now, that's actually because of the sun's placement. The time of darkness is going to be a little bit different, but nonetheless, this gator is sure to dazzle. Live at the University of Florida, Jacob Sedesse, WUFT News.
Thank you, Jacob. Keeping up with the festivities, the city of Gainesville is celebrating the holiday season this weekend with its holiday parade. Here's what you need to know. The parade is this Saturday, December 2nd from 12 to 2 p.m. There will be several marching bands, cheer teams, and social clubs in the parade, with former UF football head coach Steve Spurrier leading the group as Grand Marshal. Northwest 6th Street will act as a staging area where the parade will start, and it will travel east along University Avenue. The parade will wrap up at the Alachua County Public Schools building.
Coming up on WFT News, hurricane season is officially ending today, with Hurricane Idalia making a large impact on the area.
And flu vaccine numbers are down this year.
And why some people are avoiding the jab and what the CDC recommends. Stay with us.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Flu vaccines decreased hospital stays and urgent care visits for children. That's according to a new study by the Centers for Disease Control. But health officials say less people are rolling up their sleeves to get the vaccine. WFT's Caitlyn Schiffer is live in the studio. Caitlyn, you read through the study that says hospital stays have decreased by half during the flu season.
As the flu season is rolling in, vaccination rates are not rolling out. A new study conducted by the CDC advises for all children under the age of 5 to receive the influenza vaccination.
At almost any CVS or local pharmacy, you can receive the flu vaccine, but the CDC reports people aren't signing up to get the shot. University of Florida Assistant Professor of Biostatistics Matt Hitchings says the flu vaccine generates an immune response, creating antibodies, which is why it is important for children to receive the vaccine.
If you're a parent, you don't want your kid to go to the emergency department. Anything you can do for your kid which is going to reduce that risk on the individual level, kind of messaging that to parents, I think is really important.
According to the CDC, the influenza vaccine reduces the risk of hospitalization in children by almost half. Children under the age of 5 are among the highest risk when it comes to the flu.
And so kids don't have as many of those antibodies, and so it makes sense that a vaccine given to a kid who has never seen influenza before might actually be more effective.
Influenza vaccinations can reduce the risk of contracting the flu, but since you are still susceptible, some say that's why they avoid the vaccine. Anyone is able to receive a flu vaccine at most local pharmacies, and bigger names like Walgreens, Publix, and CVS.
This study shows the vaccine reduces the risk of severity, preventing more serious outcomes. Live in the newsroom, Caitlyn Schiffer, WUFT News.
The viral cookie company, Crumbl, has opened a location in Gainesville. A grand opening was held today for the new storefront in front of Butler Plaza off Newberry Road. Crumbl was founded in 2017 by two cousins who at the time had no baking experience. The company now has more than 300 stores in more than 40 states. Since its opening, the Gainesville location has already received a stamp of approval from Alachua County Sheriff Emery Gainey.
Hurricane season is officially ending today after producing over 20 named systems, including Hurricane Idalia, which landed in our area as a major storm. Idalia peaked as a Category 4 storm, but eventually made landfall as a Category 3 storm in the Big Bend region in late August. The Florida Division of Emergency Management says after the storm passed, teams began assisting impacted residents. Daniella, more than 500,000 meals, 400,000 liters of water, and 10,000 taps were distributed across the region.
Well, that's right. Even though it is the official end of hurricane season, there's about a 3% chance of those storms developing outside of the season, so definitely keep that in the back of your mind. Although we don't have any hurricanes on the radar, right now we do have that big band of storms making its way toward us.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Looking at that live Crystal River cam, you can see the beautiful colors of the sunset peeking through. Temperatures are about 69 degrees right now, feeling like 68 degrees. And if we're looking at that hour by hour for the remainder of the evening, temperatures only getting down to 56 degrees tonight. So it's going to be a pleasant evening if you compare it to the story that we've been seeing over the past few days. Waking up on Friday morning, 55 here in Gainesville, a little bit warmer, 60 in Cedar Key. So it is going to be a lot more pleasant until Saturday. Here we have the muggy meter. Look at that, peaking at 71 on Saturday, so Sweaty Freddy is definitely going to be joining us on Saturday and Sunday, but it's going to take a big plummet next week. We also do have some rain, which I'll touch on in just a second. Here we can see this big band of storms. This is for tomorrow. It's going to be making its way toward us because we have this low pressure system coupled with this cold front. When the rain is going to be hitting us, I'll have that in just a second. But if you're staying with me here in Gainesville, you know what tomorrow is, December 1st, and that officially means it's my season. As you guys know, my last name is Rudolph, so Rudolph is joining me here in studio, helping me kick off the festive season. Of course, tomorrow morning at 57 degrees, festivity is going to be in the air, and in true Florida fashion, we're warming straight back up to 80 degrees. It's going to be a little bit cloudy tomorrow. Today is the last day I can officially say that I'm tracking the tropics. Hurricane season is coming to an end today. We have no new development expected within the next 7 days. However, we do have a 3% chance for those hurricanes to develop outside of hurricane season. So just make sure you keep that in the back of your mind. Don't be scared, be prepared. That's how we get through it. But taking a look at the week ahead, if you are a big fan of the warmth, unfortunately, I have bad news for you. As that cold front makes its way toward us, we do have some thunderstorms possible for Sunday. Looking at that 7-day outlook, of course, we have the Christmas tree coming to kick off the festive season at 81 degrees for Friday. And there we can see the rain is really starting to ramp up for for your weekend. Dropping down on Monday for that cold front hitting us. We can see those temperatures going back to what we've been seeing over the past few days at about 40 degrees for our coldest morning next week. And then on Thursday, happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate.
Wait, it's Thursday and we have high school football? That's right. #1 seed Hawthorne takes the field tonight in the semifinal round of the championship pursuit. I'll have insight as to what the team is heading into and more in sports after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
It's go time, baby. Welcome to sports. I'm Reighan Sheppard. As the 2023 FHSAA Football State Championship awaits its champions, the final 4 teams of each classification are eyeing what they believe is theirs. In this Thursday edition of Friday Night Lights, the Hawthorne Hornets take on the Blountstown Tigers at home in the 1R state semifinal. WUFT's Jack Alperstein is live at Hawthorne to give us a closer look inside the team as they prepare for this primetime matchup.
Thanks, Reighan. The Hornets come into this semifinal matchup undefeated on the season, proving that winning runs deep in this program. As they host the 8-3 Tigers in their first game on the road since November 3rd, Hawthorne's Keenan Johnson is coming off a hot 160-yard rushing game with 1 touchdown. However, with Blountstown's Marion Hover rushing for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Tigers' regional final win, this may not be such a walk in the park. Hawthorne head coach Cornelius Ingram spoke on how his team has been prepped to go deep in the playoffs.
We finished undefeated, of course. I feel like we still have room to improve and grow. But I was definitely pleased with the effort. And, playing a tough schedule early on in the season, I think it's preparing us for the playoffs right now.
Game time is set for 7:30 p.m. right here at Hawthorne. I'm Jack Alperstein, WUFT News.
And here is a look at the other North Central Florida teams that have earned their spots in their respective semifinal games. Bradford, Vanguard, and Buchholz will all kick off tomorrow night at 7:30. Now, turning to Gator sports, the volleyball team is looking to get a win under their belt as they begin postseason play. Florida will host 4 teams in round 1 of the NCAA tournament. The Gators will square up against the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles in their first game of the series. With Kennedy Martin and Sophia Victoria leading the team in kills across the season, the Gators won't be looking to back down now. First serve is at 7 p.m. at the Exactech Arena at the O'Connell Center. Now, same court, different game. The Gators women's basketball team is coming off a 68-58 road win against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Layla Reynolds led the team in scoring with 18 points, followed by Rashea Kyle with 14. Aaliyah Matharu also had a strong game, putting up 12 points and 6 steals. The Gators next play on Saturday against Marshall University on the road at 1 p.m. Now, the men's basketball team also took the road but did not come out victorious. The Florida Gators took the court against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in an 82-71 loss. Zion Pullen and Tyrese Samuel had some chemistry on the court, with both players putting up 12 points each. However, the Wake Forest offense proved to power through despite the Gators' efforts on defense. The Gators will be looking to come out with the win next game as they will take on Merrimack University at home on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And one final note, Graham Mertz just announced that he'll be returning for another season. Looks like we got lucky number 15 one more time in the swamp.
I'll tell you what, everyone in North Central Florida can consider themselves lucky as those Florida temperatures are finally coming back.
Exactly. We do only have them for just a little while. As you can see, we're really starting to feel like Florida again on Saturday. However, we're dropping. I'm going to talk a little bit more in just a second in that 7-day outlook. But for Sunday, we do have those thunderstorms possible. Now jumping to that 7-day, there we can see that big drop for Hanukkah to about 40 degrees in the morning. We do have that cold front, which is going to be causing those showers this weekend. Sunday is going to be the day that we're going to be watching most, and we want to be most weather aware because we do have a chance for thunderstorms. And that's really going to help to cool us off even more compared to that cold front. Of course, tomorrow, kicking off December 1st, we have the Christmas tree helping us celebrate. Very, very excited for the festive season to start. And then Thursday is Hanukkah, so happy Hanukkah to you if you do celebrate.
I'll tell you what, that weather will be very nice for the first weekend without Gators football. So thank you, Daniella. BBC World News is next, and the PBS News Hour is coming up at 7.
But your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a good night.